second session. In the second session, I am going to give you one in the second session, I'm going to give you one problem which you try to find by yourself. Okay. So the question is, solve the following 2x2 game. Solve the following 2x2 game where player A is the maximizing player whose strategies are A1, A2. Player B, minimizing player whose strategies are B1, B2, and values are 6, -4, -1, and 2. Okay, so this is the game matrix. And first of all, if such a matrix is given to you, your first job is to check. Step number 1 is to check whether the game is pure strategic or not. Whether the game is pure strategic or not. Okay, so first of all, you have to check it, and which can be done by using maximin and minimax criteria. So what am I supposed to do? I am not writing again because I have already written over here. I have already written. So in the time of examination, you have to copy the matrix once again. Okay, so I'm writing on the question itself to save time. So row minimum, row min, it may so happen that a 2x2 matrix has been given to you which is already pure strategic, but you have not checked and you have applied the formula over there, then the value which you will obtain will be garbage value. Okay, so that's why that may be a trick from the part of examiner or question setter. So it is always good to check row minima and column maxima, the maximum criteria, before you proceed. So row minima in this case is -4. Here it is row minima is -1, and column maxima here is 6, and here it is 2. So we find that maximin, which is actually the max of row minimum, which is max of row minimums are -4 and -1. So it will be, which one is max? -1. And minimax is mean of column maximum, and that is mean of 6, 2, which is 2. So you see that maximin is not equal to minimax. Maximin is not equal to minimax. And then the game is not pure strategic. That is your step 2. That is your step 2. Let capital X equal to 1 minus P minus 1 minus P is the mixed strategy, for player A, and capital Y is Q1 minus Q is the mixed strategy for player B. And if you have difficulties in uh, writing the things, so you can quickly, in the rough work, you can quickly write this matrix once again. Okay, and just for the sake of understanding, beside that you can write a11, here you can write a12, here you can write a21, and here you can write a22. That will help you to memorize. Okay, write the matrix. So sometimes students can remember the formula, but often they actually are confused between the numbering of the naming of the elements, so they put wrong items in wrong place. So therefore this strategy will be helpful. Okay, so now you have the formula. So here at this point you can apply two things. Suppose the mark of the question is 5. So if it would be nice if you directly write the formula for P and 1 minus P and Q and 1 minus Q. But if the mark of the problem is more, say for example 8, okay, so suppose the mark of the problem is 8, then you have to do the entire mathematics that I have done in the previous stage. Okay, so in this type of problem 8 marks do not come, 5 marks actually are allotted, so you can directly apply the formula. So P is actually, I can recall the denominator, a11 plus a22 minus a12 plus a21, that is my P. What was my Q? 1 minus P. My 1 minus P was also like denominator was also this, a11 plus a22 minus a12 plus a21. And what was the formula for P? I'm on the numerator. I have forgotten. Please help me. Someone write in the chat box. For P, what was there in the numerator? You have this in your copy. I do not have. Someone please save me. What was on the numerator for P? Oh, you watch. Okay, so okay, tell me. Akash, tell me. Tell me, you can unmute. Acha, a22 minus a21. A22 minus a21. Okay, thank you. And what was in the numerator for 1 minus P? What was Aditya Shom Chaudhary? Here in this formula, what was there? A22 minus a12. Okay. Now you do one thing. You just put the values, look at the matrix, put the values, and tell me what comes, what you are getting as probabilities. Okay. So I'm waiting for your reply. I'm not calculating. I'm asking you to calculate the thing for me and tell me what is P and what is Q, 1 minus P.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, 1 minus P, it is to A11 minus A12. Why it is A22 minus
No, actually,
A12?
I cannot recall because I have Aditya Shom
Sir,
wrote
it is
in.
an A11 minus A2. Shubhashish, can you check once? Or any one of you can check once. It is A11 minus A12.
Maybe just check.
क्यों तो बोल भाई.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Huh.
Akash is right.
Okay, write in the chat box. Write in the chat box. Shubhashish. 1 minus P
Sir, it
is
was Shubhadeep. It
Shubhadeep.
was
Okay.
Shubhadeep.
Bolo A.
Shumana.
আরে আমি যেটা বললাম সেটাই তো আছে ভাই।
কি?
আমি যেটা বললাম সেটাই তো আছে, a22 minus a12।
বাট স্যার তো লিখেছি a11 minus a12।
আচ্ছা দাঁড়া দেখছি।
No, no, right. This is the thing. A11 minus A12. Now it is okay.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes,
That
sir.
Okay, okay. A11 minus A12. Yes. This one P is A22 minus A21. Now you put the values over here. Now you put the values and tell me what is coming for P and 1 minus P. So, okay, the P is coming to be 3 by 13.
হ্যাঁ, আর 10 by 13।
Okay, 10 by 13. Now you can see there is a trick. You can check whether your calculation is right or wrong. If you add 3 by 13 and 10 by 13, you will see that it is 1. And if it is 1, that means your calculation is all right, because you have actually found out the correct probability. If it is not 1, then something is wrong. So probably in previously Shumana wrote A22 minus A12. I think if you Shumana tries to calculate by putting A22 minus A12 on the numerator, then the value which he is going to get, probably it may so happen that the resultant addition will not give you 1. Okay, so it depends on the matrix value. Anyways, the confusion has been eradicated. Now let us so you will write, after this you will write, so the mixed strategy for player A, is 3 by 13 and 10 by 13. That is the mixed strategy for player A. Now similarly you find mixed strategy for player B. So we know capital Y, Q1 minus Q is the mixed strategy for player B. Mixed strategy for player B, and Q is given by, I am writing the denominator, A11 plus A22 minus A12 plus A21, and 1 minus Q is A11 plus A22 minus A12 plus A21. And what will be the numerator in this case? First one in Q.
Sir, A22 minus A12.
A22 minus A12, and then here in 1 minus Q.
A11 minus A21.
Okay, so now you just put the values. Just put the values and tell me what is the probability here. Okay, this is the matrix which is in front of you. This is the matrix. So you have already copied the matrix. So just tell me what are the values for this. How much is coming? Okay, 6
Sir,
by
6 by 13. Q.
Okay, 6 by 13.
6 by 13 or 7 by 13?
7 by 13. Now you see, if you add these two figures, 6 by 13
Yes,
and
sir,
7 by 13, so you get 13 by 13, which is 1. Okay, now therefore you will write, therefore the mixed strategy for player B is 6 by 13 and 7 by 13. Now, when I asked about this particular, Shumana told us A22 minus A21. That was actually quite different. This numerator was not present here also. So probably if you do so, one checking criteria you must say that maybe you are wrong, maybe you have done some mistake, but you can check at least whether you have done a mistake or not by adding the two probabilities. If the addition gives you 1, then you are right. If the addition doesn't give you 1, then you are wrong. Your job is not yet done. So you have found all the mixed strategies. Step number 3 and the last step is to find the value of the game. The value of the game, I can recall the formula. So probably this was the formula for value of the game. A11 plus A22 minus A12 plus A21, and that is A11 A22 minus A12 A21. Probably this. Okay, so the value of the game is how much? How much is coming for this? If I have not written the formula incorrectly, then according to this formula, what is the value of the game? Tell me. (16 by 13). Now actually I have selected this particular problem from
স্যার 8 by 13 হচ্ছে না?
yes 8 by 13. Actually I have selected this problem from the exercise of a book, and there 8 by 13 is actually written as answer. So
হ্যাঁ স্যার 8 by 13 হবে।
actually okay,
Answer 8 by 13.
yes thank you. So you see, in this way you can, in this manner you can find the value of the game. But the important point is that you have to first check. Do not forget to check. Do not forget to apply step number 1. Do not forget to apply step number 1. If I'm again repeating the same thing. If suppose I am giving you a game matrix, okay, that game matrix maximin and minimax value is same, and value of the game is there present. But by looking at the 2 by 2 matrix, you are directly applying the mixed strategic theory. Definitely a value will come. I'm not saying that value will not come, but that value will be considered a garbage value. So you have to apply step number 1 first of all, then step number 2, and ultimately after finding the mixed strategy, you write step number 3. And also you have to see what marks is given over here. If the mark is 5, then this should be your approach according to my suggestion. If the mark is 8 or 9, then you have to apply, if you do the entire mathematics which I have done in the previous session. I think, and since you are applying for you'll be probably sitting for online examination this semester, so I don't know how much marks will be given to this problem, maybe 2 or maybe 3, just like we take examination in Google form. Then the formula will be quite helpful in this regard. Okay, so that is the thing. Next important issue which I must discuss.
স্যার এক মিনিট,
yes
পরেরটা যাওয়ার আগে একটা জিনিস জিজ্ঞেস করার ছিল, এটা কি অলওয়েজ 2 + 2 ম্যাট্রিক্সে দেবে আমাদের? কারণ এই ফর্মুলাটা 2 + 2 ম্যাট্রিক্সের জন্য।
that is the thing, that is the পরের case which I was going to. Okay, I was going to the next stage, that is পরের case. আপনি বললেন না যে before you go to the পরের case, if it is 2 by 2, then yes, I am going to that পরের case. I'm going to tell it right now, so just wait for that. Okay. Now you see the drawback of this particular matrix is that this particular formula is that this formula is only applicable to a 2 by 2 matrix. The formula is only applicable to 2 by 2 matrix, is only applicable to 2 by 2 matrix, and in the game it is not always 2 by 2 matrix, but maybe a 3 by 3 matrix will be given to you or something like that. So what will I do in this particular case? Okay, so let's discuss that. For this I am going to introduce one another concept which is called dominance strategies. Dominance strategies, and sometimes it is also known as principle of dominance. Principle of dominance. Before I get into the detail of this, okay, let us take an example first. For example, let us start with an example. Okay, so that Shumana was telling that, okay, what will happen if the matrix is not 2 by 2? So let us take a matrix of this form, capital A, which is 10, 0, 7, 4, 2, 6, 4, 7, 5, 2, 3, 8. Player A is the maximizing player and B is the minimizing player, and you have been asked to solve this game. Now, first of all, my first job is to check whether maximum or minimax criteria is applicable or not. Okay, so this maximum and minimax criteria is not dependent upon the order of the matrix. So we can apply this criteria anywhere. It's a very strong criteria. So let us check it. So row minimum in this case will be 0. Here it is 2. Here it is 2. Okay. Column maximum in this case will be 10. Here it is 6. Here it is 7. And here it is 8. Now, maximin will be max of row minimum, that is max of 0, 2, 2, which is 2, and minimax is minimum of column maximum. Okay, so that will be min of 10, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and that is how much? 6. So we see that minimax is not equal to maximin. Minimax is not equal to maximin. And you see that in this particular case, what we can see is that matrix is not also of not ordered. Okay, so this reveals that the game is not pure strategic game. Revelation is that it is not pure strategic, but also we see that this game is also not 2 by 2 game. If it were a 2 by 2 game, we could have used the formula, but it is not a 2 by 2 game. So here comes the dominant strategies. In dominant strategies, the basic objective, what is the objective of this dominant strategy? Objective is to check whether the order of the matrix can be reduced to 2 by 2. Whether order of the matrix can be reduced to 2 by 2. Can I reduce this order of the matrix to 2 by 2? What is the order of the matrix in this case? How many rows are there? Here in this case, there are 3 rows. How many columns are there? There are 4 columns. So order of the matrix is 3 by 4. The question is, can I reduce the 3 by 4 matrix into a 2 by 2 matrix? This is the question. Okay, and answer is yes, sometimes we can. Sometimes you can, and in this case dominant strategies are actually playing the important role. It is not always the case, but sometimes this is one of the strategies by which that can be done. There are various other strategies by which a game problem can be solved. Not all the strategies are there in the syllabus, but dominant strategies are there. So what is the strategy? Let us write the theorem. So it is actually not theorem, it is definition. So let us write the definition. Let us take the definition from the book which I shared with you. That is the book which I shared with you was the book by Ian Barron, if you can recall. And I am referring you to page number 35. Okay, from there I am selecting the definition. Rho I dominates rho k if Aij greater than or equal to Akj for all j is equal to 1 2 m. Okay, this allows us to remove rho k. Okay, rho k. First of all you write, then I am trying to make you understand. Column j dominates column k. Column j dominates column k if Aij less than or equal to Aik. I is equal to 1 to up to n. This allows us to remove column k. Strict dominance means the inequalities are strict in at least one pair in a row or a column. So to apply dominant strategy you have to remember this definition. Okay, this definition, probably you are thinking that this definition is too clumsy and we are not able to will not be able to memorize this definition, but it is not like that. You can very easily remember this definition. Rho I dominates rho k when rho I can dominates rho k when Aij, all the elements, j means for all the columns, rho Aij is greater than or equal to Akj. I denotes the row. Remember, I denotes the row and j denotes the column. So you are varying the column like this, and you see that for a particular row I, all the elements of that row are greater than another is greater than the elements of another row, each and every element corresponding elements of another row. So in this case I will be in this case k is the dominated row. K is being dominated by the row k is being dominated by row I, and the dominated row is actually will actually be deleted. Dominated row will actually be deleted. Okay, and column J, if you, in case of column J dominates column K. Suppose in a particular column, you can see that all the values of that column is actually less than another column. When it will happen? If this will happen, this is going to happen if Aij is less than or equal to Aik. Aij is less than or equal to Aik. A value of the column is a particular column is dominates another column. J dominates another column if value of one column is less than or equal to value of another column. In that case, column K will remove column K. Here K is dominating column. So actually dominating column K. So actually in case of column, if you find that in a particular column is dominating another column, that dominating column is removed. And if you in case of row, if you find a particular row is getting dominated by another row, that row is removed. Dominated row is removed, dominating column is removed. Okay, so actually why it is not like dominating row and dominated column. It is because when we look at the matrix, we look at the matrix from the perspective of player A, and since player A is the row player, so dominated rows are always deleted. Okay, but when we consider the columns means capital B is the column player. Okay, so here dominating column, which is dominating column, that is actually deleted because this is non-dominating column values are actually from the perspective of player A, and dominating column values are from the perspective of player B. Just remember this particular strategy if you are facing difficulties, that dominated row is deleted. This is a trick I am trying to put in your minds, and dominating column is deleted. Just remember this strategy. Okay, and there is another rule which I shall discuss when I shall solve the problem. I'm not going to show you this particular calculation or how to apply this definition, how to apply these dominant strategies on the matrix. I'm not going to show it right now because the time is almost running out. And not only this, from 5 p.m. I have to take one examination of another class. Okay, so therefore I shall not be able to continue in the third session of our class. So I have to stop over here. So let us not start this particular problem right now because it will take some time, and I know that sometimes you may have lots of questions regarding this dominated row and dominating column. Okay, so you may face some difficulties because this thing is a bit tricky, so therefore I'm stopping right here at this moment. You just keep the definition. If you want, you can read it from page number 35 of the book which I shared with you. Just read it. Nobody is actually asking you not to read. You can always read. And in the next class we are going to discuss the problem on the basis of that. We will be solving this problem first of all, and then some other problems. And sometime we will also discuss that what will happen if dominant strategies also fails. Then how can we solve a game problem? So all these things will be discussed in the next class. Okay, so I am stopping here for now and see you in the next week. And if you have any queries, we have 3 minutes 24 seconds left. If you do not have any queries, I am just ending today's session. So I hope there are no queries. So I am actually ending today's session. We shall meet in the next week. Till then, bye.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.